And the thing is, the time don't stop running during when they're picking them up either, so that doesn't help.
It's like they're going to go out of the chair and then reset the chair.
But, you know, that's why we have those spotters. Safety is always a big concern in all of these events. So as risky as they are, and as crazy as this looks, nobody's ever been hurt because of the volunteers and the officials stay right on top of it, and safety is always made a key concern.
And he's a Navy man, so I'm sure that he's had some difficulties in the past as far as...
Oh yeah, he's had his knee knockers and stuff, so that was just a minor little digger.
As I'm sure every veteran has had a little bit of more problems than just falling down.
It's not the first time we've fallen out of our chair. And what do you do when you fall down? You get back up.
That's exactly right.
That's what we do. We get back up to it. Might be a little different, but we fall down, we just got to get ourselves up again.
Good job here by Dave Graham.
Now let's see how much he's got left in his arms, and he can dig through the... This is the really tough rumble strip. This is the 2x4 rumble strip. And he seems to be carrying it nice and square, keeping his front wheels up good. He's working on a nice straight line. He seems to have this one technique down wise.
It's a good job for a first-year competitor to get it through like that easily.
Technique-wise, he's got that one pretty good. Now notice he's a little bit fatter and a little bit of tread on there. Probably why he got that slip and slide so good.
You have to go backwards here and up and down the little ramps.
Yep. And the thing is, you got to make sure you lean forward as you go over the hill. Because if you're leaning back as you tip backward, that'll tip you over. That's why a bunch of people have gone down at the one right in front of us. But you notice, one guy makes the mistake and then they see the next guy go and run it clean, and he leaned way forward. They're all watching and learning from every competitor. You watch them, everybody else has been leaning forward and not tipped over here, have they? That's why it's kind of an advantage to go a little later in the order. You can watch some of these masters and veterans and maybe steal a trick or two out of their arsenal.
Do you think that that's a little bit of an advantage, especially for maybe some of the first timers to get, it's on random too. They pick right before the competition starts. They pick the order that they go through, and I think going later would be a little bit of an advantage.
It is an advantage because, especially you get a veteran like Ron Wood or something, you see some of the technique and the tricks he uses to get her done.
Right.
And it's like you put that in your memory banks. All right, that's what I got to do that properly. Keep digging, don't never say die. Keep digging. Oh yeah, it looks like he's got this. Now he's got to remember lean forward.
Looks like he did that one with some ease there.
Yeah. Hey, he's got a lot left considering where he's at right now. Here's the one that really separates the men from the boys here. I wouldn't call this one a ladder. I call the dowel one over there on the hill a ladder. I don't know. I think this is just the chair eater.
I think I'd have to agree with you. That's a pretty difficult one.
Well, he did that pretty damn impressively.
And that was quick, too, again, something we haven't seen.
He was like at each of your wheels on every rung, and he dropped down and then went right over it, dropped down, went right over it. And, yep, I think he mastered the chair eater. Now he's got to deal with the mulch and the sand. He's got some power because he's driving through that, too.
A little bit of trouble there on the gravel, but he's getting through that one.
Yeah, I'll tell you, for another first timer, he's doing a pretty impressive run. To still have this much left this far in the end, because this is a lot longer than he's been on any course. Because the numbers they're putting up in this Super G and their respective qualifying class heats, they must have had numbers like 2 and 3 minutes. Because there was a lot shorter course and a lot less obstacles that were difficult compared to our last year's class obstacles, but the most difficult slaloms I've ever seen at the games. Which would make the late Coach Hayes very proud, who was the originator of this event and worked with Abigail, who's now the coordinator of this event. And, you know, we tell her, if we want to race, we'll go to track. We want obstacles. Make it hard. We used to tease the coach, what do you have, nightmares, and then wake up and figure out which slalom course you're going to put it in?
He's getting ready to go up and start to raise the flag, and he talked about the
I tell you, he did the stairs pretty well too. He's got endurance. This guy, for a first time, has got a lot of endurance because he didn't seem to fatigue towards the end of the course like some of the guys
He
did.
really hasn't, and his time should not be too
slow
bad.
And steady, you know, it may not be the fastest, but he's been pretty slow and steady. It should be a respectable time. Like I said, this course, looking at it compared to slaloms in the past, I would think anything under 10 minutes is respectable. When I see 6, I'm like, that's not respectable, that's smoking. That's NASCAR time.
That is. I think Martin could have
Was Martin watching him? Was Martin sitting there when he went? Is that how we get that time? I think he had some of that Toyota power with him.
Dave Graham finishes up the course here, and again, a little smile on the face there. Again, it's all. I think you all have a little bit of self-pride when you finish this course.
Oh yeah, it's all about self-confidence and taking on a challenge and adapting and overcoming. You've seen some people do the obstacle one way, others had a problem with that, so they found a different way. The guy that was bunny hopping rather than pushing, you know? Right. It's all about adapting and overcoming, and if you can do that here, you can take that home in your everyday life and do it with anything that you approach.
We're gonna have to wait and find out the official time here for Dave Graham. In the meantime, let's recap who I am and who is next to me. It's Josh Raketic and Mike Gilbo here on xable.com. It's the Super G here at the National Veterans Wheelchair Games. Super G, sponsored by UPS and Toyota, the 31st Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games, co-presented by the Paralyzed Veterans of America and the Department of Veterans Affairs. Up on the ramp over there, as our cameraman Sean will go and show you, is Anthony Radetic.
Yeah, now he was pretty impressive last year as a first time, so 2 years in a row he's been here.
Second time U.S. Army veteran from Abbeville, I'd have to see this again. Abbeville, Alabama. So a southern
Another
boy.
country boy, used to out in the bayou in the sticks and the woods, so a little terrain should not be a problem for him.
Got to talk to Anthony yesterday during swimming. We interviewed him late last night. He did a great job swimming in the freestyle. Then saw him last night as well.
He did go down.
He did fall down there.
A little too much speed up. Was that stairs over there, huh?
Well, I think it's stairs or a ramp. I can't.
Yeah.
It is stairs.
Yeah, he caught a stair and dumped himself over the front.
Graham, for a first-timer, 7:08.5. A very good time, very respectable. That's going to put him, I believe, in 4th place. No, this actually puts him in 3rd place there. 7:08.5.
We ought to put him next to here.
Radetic goes behind. Ron will turn around, and he looks like he has some big old thick tires on there, Mike.
Yeah, there's a little bit of the equipment difference. That's going to be a big advantage in the rumble strips, the air mattress, the chair eater, the gravel, the ladder.
And he fell down again there, so that's going to be 10 seconds of time, but he hasn't. I don't think anything else has really been a problem. As he spins around, will now go up and down the vert ramp here, the teeter-totter, so to speak.
It's going to be tricky for him after the last few. All right, he slowed down enough that time. If you go in too fast, he made those look pretty easy.
Look at how thick those tires are, Mike.
That's what I use in the slalom. They really help a lot. Especially in the soft stuff, they give you a lot more flotation.
And you can tell, look at the tires, the tread on those too.
When I go out fishing at the beach and stuff, I use those. They're twice as wide, they float, they don't sink in as deep. You know.
And he will go zigzag through there.
They're not as quick and as maneuverable as the others, and they're a little wider for narrow obstacles. But when you're in a Super G or you're in a high-level slalom, there's always something that is going to try and eat those skinny tires, and putting those guys, he did go back on the incline ramp there. They had to touch him again. That'll be another 5. Take a run.
Got up that time. I thought he got up.
He's not up. He was up but slid back down. He's going to have to run it again. The key to that one is go up and then aim for the top left while you're leaning forward. So as you fall down, you're falling but not below the line.
And he got the 2 tires up there, but he did not get the front over.
He didn't get the casters far enough to the left. There's a vertical line as well as a horizontal line they got to cross. All right, now he's taking a little more run at it to get some speed, but now those tires are just sliding down. Oh, and he's over again. Yeah, I think fatigue's starting to set in a little bit now.
Hit a great opening part here. Did fall down a couple times. And a big round of applause here for him, trying to cheer him on through this.
Yeah, I'll tell you, when you're out there and you're getting frustrated with an obstacle like that, you hear these people pulling for you, and you reach back and you take some deep breaths, you reach down, you shake your arms out, shake it off, and you listen to it, and you know, the spirit around here is just got you so pumped up. You don't want to let these people go. You find a way. It took me 4 times to do it, but I eventually got up mine, you know.
And Anthony gets through that one. He did. He finally got through that one. He's going to have the door here, an open and shut. Try not to knock over the top cones.
This is really a lot more difficult than it looks because you're not on level ground. You're coming out on the hill. Oh, see, he did all right, but he lost 1 cone.
1 cone. Gets over the mattress.
Those fat tires ate up that mattress. And he ought to be able to eat up that chair eater too if he can hold his wheelies well. Let's go, Anthony.
There's going to have to turn around and go backwards here.
Make sure he leans forward.
And look at him, his upper body too, just absolutely chiseled up top.
Yeah, he is ripped. Again, they don't have on there who's what class, but you can tell by the way he can rock his abs and stuff. He's not a 2 or a 3 like Trisha or Peter Moore. He's a 4 or a 5 with a little bit more physical ability. And has adapted his chair to make the best he can do, you know.
What about the front wheels there? Those are a little bit thicker too. Is that the way that you would go with it, or would you go with smaller ones?
Oh, no. On this, the bigger and thicker, the better. Because half the time you're off the ground anyways, but if they touch down, you don't want little skinny ones touching down because they're like tent posts sticking in there, especially in the sand. They'll stop you dead and land you on your face in a heartbeat. Where you might get away with a little bit more with a fat tire. It might not bury you. Oh no, he's making some good time through here. See those fat tires floated right up? He just kept that wheelie up and ripped across it all. And it should do the same thing on the incline dowel ladder here.
Took a couple big deep breaths there. Oh, it looks like he's got horizontal. He's going to probably come back.
He's going to come back and square up. You can always come out of the course once you've done it to get extra run. Lean back, pop that up. Now keep it up. Keep it up. There you go.
Once you really get past that second one on that inverted ladder, you're in really good shape.
Yeah, well, Osmo's flat. It's not as easy as it looks. That incline don't look like much, but at this point, you know, into the course, after all those others, your arms are burning. See, here's his recoup time. It's still agility, maneuverability. A lot of guys making good time by getting through this quick. They're saving a little energy, but they're still between obstacles making quick times, and that helps a lot. You gotta keep your head in the game. Don't forget the 360. There you go.
Does that real good?
Go backwards. That's the things they throw at the end where you just see the purple cones and think about turning around, going back, and if you forget that 360, you're DQ'd no matter how much work you did, you know, and there's nothing more frustrating than finding out at the end you don't get a time and you're DQ'd. So it's really, you're burning and everything, but you gotta be thinking. All right.
As the steps here left to go, the steps,
and then with the steps. He made those little ones look a little tougher, but those are a lot harder steps. They're bigger steps.
We're doing a little maintenance to the course here. Doing a little repairs from where he fell earlier.
Yeah, I think he moved the red block. So they were trying to kick the block back into place. I mean, they want to have this as repetitive for everybody.
Oh, he forgot the flag. He forgot the flag. People trying to say. Oh.
Uh-oh, a DQ. Okay, he's going back.
I don't know if they're going to let him, though, if he finished.
If he finished, do you let him go back?
We'll have to see. I think they are going to let him go back.
He has to go to the beginning of the stairs, though.
They're going to let him go back. He did realize his goof there. So they're going to let him go back. A nice round of applause here from the crowd. And that shows you the type of competitor Anthony is. He's going back and finishing.
And he's frustrated he missed it because he just got a second win. He made those stairs look a lot faster the second time than he did the first time.
Now let's see if he remembers the salute here, too. Raises the flag. Ties it off. And a nice big salute there.
Now you can finish. Now give it a sprint. This time when he goes through, he won't have to go back. Finish it, Anthony. Finish it. Okay.
A nice finish there from Anthony Radetic.
Job well done.
Obviously a little disappointed in himself that he forgot the flag, but still he did that quick. Like you said, as long it was a goof, but he was still able to get back and do it very quickly.
That just goes to show you the physical taxing in the body, and you got so much going on. He did the 360 and he forgot the flag, you know, and at the very end, you're mentally drained as well. So.
And we have Ron Smith is our leader there here at this point. 5 minutes, 10 seconds even. He's over there cheering everybody on as we continue on. So that tells you the type of guy Ron is, too.
Oh, yeah. And Ron's the first one to teach you stuff. When you have a problem with an obstacle, he'll give you an idea of this is how I do it, you know, and what works for me.
And they're not going to let Radetic get a time. They're actually going to DQ him.
Because he did not... He went through the finish gate before he realized his error went back, so that's probably why that's happening.
I'd be interested
You have to catch your mistake before you finish the course.
I'd be interested to see what his time would have been there. I know he had a couple falls there, but didn't have any really cone misses or anything like that. Didn't knock any cones over.
Oh, and you saw the difference in the equipment. His big knobbies really helped him take some of the tough obstacles and speed them through better than those skinny tires did.
Somebody possibly have a bone or something here.
We're up to our 9th competitor. It is Pete Moore, I believe.
Pete Moore, that's one of my teammates.
Navy submariner.
Submariner from Lawrence, Massachusetts. Peter just graduated aeronautical engineering and now works for Raytheon.
It is his 6th Super G from Lawrence, Massachusetts, up there in your area.
Yep. He's actually, I've known Pete since he was a new injury. I do the peer mentoring with Pete, and he's come a long way. But again, he's only a Class 2. So he like Trish, is at a big physical disadvantage. But you'll notice he's got some decent tires to run this. You know, he's got his equipment set up as good as he can, so as much ability as he's got, he's going to make the most of it.
And a good start for Pete here. He's on the first door. He gets through, and he will shut that door nice and
He prides
softly.
himself on clean runs, too. Very intelligent individual, you know. He's going to pride himself on a clean run.
Josh Furketic, Mike Gilbo alongside me here at Super G at the Convention Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, hosted by Toyota and UPS. It's the 31st Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games, co-presented by the Paralyzed Veterans of America and the Department of Veterans Affairs. I was fine. I don't know why I caught myself. You got the producer next to me, like making funny noises, Mike. I can't concentrate. It's tough.
All right, let's see how Pete does. He's got those tires. Let's see how he gets over the slip and slide. Oh, he seems to be making good progress. Oh, yeah. Now he's just going to...
You like how I named that, didn't you? You like the slip and slide
yeah, I
there.
like the slip
I mean,
and
that's
slide.
what else could it be?
I've been on it, and I slipped and slid on it, so I can relate.
What else could it be then? Exactly right.
All right, he's clean so far. Oh, he did get some balls. See, he's going to be bummed out. He prides himself on clean runs, and he got a tennis ball, too.
Looks like I think he only touched one or two.
Yeah,
so.
that's only a couple seconds. And he's been clean through every
starting order, do you?
All right, here we go with the up the stairs, down the stairs move. And as a Class 2, he's doing a pretty good job with that.
Yeah, gonna get down. Back half definitely a lot easier.
Spend a lot of time running around town, so we get a lot of practice in the slalom, getting around town at night, chasing the clubs and restaurants, and there's a lot of potholes and stuff running around the city, but
especially here in Pittsburgh.
Hey, come on, teammate. Team Chowder's in the house, New England style. Show them how it's done. Go, Pete, go. Go, Pete, go.
Like you said, he's got those thick back tires too.
Yeah. He's starting to fatigue a little. It's getting tough for him to pick that front end up.
There he goes. Got a nice little push there.
Graduation, he's working now, so he's not quite getting out and playing as much sports and training as much as we have in the past because, he's still working with the Department of Defense, just as an engineer, an aerospace engineer, and at Raytheon, so. He's out of the military, but he's still contributing.
Still involved, still contributing, like you said. And still contributing here, too, as he's going backwards.
And he does a great job back home as far as another peer mentor. You know, he'll meet with the new guys and you know, let them know that life goes on. And look, after I got hurt, I thought that things were going to be horrible. No, I'm an engineer at Raytheon, and I've got a beautiful girlfriend, and life has been good to him, you know? It's all a matter of pick up your bootstraps and get on with your life.
That's right. And you see a lot of the veterans here really send that message to everybody, too.
A lot of positive mental attitude, yeah. Unfortunately, for a lot that you see here, there's a bunch that just don't quite get it. And, you know, when you do the peer mentoring, you try to get that message across and be positive and get them to stay positive. And at first, everybody's going to be a little bit angry and negative because you're also dealing with a post-traumatic stress disorder as well as an injury. All right, he's making good time. Again, the fat tires took him good on the mattress. All right, Peter.
I got a note here from my producer, Brad. He says, when a competitor DQs, teams take him or her to Dairy Queen. DQ.
Oh, yeah?
I hope that's true. I hope I didn't read false information out there.
So I wouldn't know. I like to use an ice
Well, maybe
cream
you should. I would say maybe you should get DQ'd
I
sometime.
kind of like the podium a little better.
Ice cream, podium. I mean, that's tough. That is tough.
You know, I'll take my medal and my bragging rights back home, and I'll buy my own ice cream.
Well, I know Anthony's done a great job in these games so far. I know he has some medals, so I think you'll have some medals and an ice cream cone here later today.
See, there's where Pete had a little issue, and that'll show the class too. When he got forward and started to push himself up, he really had to put his hands on his chair, push himself up. He just can't lean back with his trunk. He's a low-level injury as far as his function.
He still did that one in a pretty good time there.
Yeah. He did pretty well in the cheerleader. You know, for someone that's not working out as much as he used to and spending a lot of time in an engineering lab in an office, he's still showing some endurance.
And he qualified for the Super G too, so that does tell you a lot.
That's a feat in itself, you know.
He gets through the second rumble strips there and through the carpet. He's going to have the sand, mulch, and rocks.
He's got the advantage in this stuff with those fat tires. He's really good at his balance and his wheelies, and those little wheels will stop you dead in there, so you don't want to let them down. He did that really clean.
We have the second ladder here, and the big key is trying to
incline the ladder.
Got to get through that first one. Once you get through that first one, as long as you keep your front half elevated, that's sustained wheelie.
He's good at that. Look at how high his wheels are. Yeah, he did that real sweet.
That is a great job.
He's having a nice run, you know. He's going to be disappointed it wasn't totally clean because he had a couple tennis ball or two, but 2 seconds off your time when you're running a pretty clean run and a fairly decent time
in a long course like this. This is a very long course.
And he's clean, and he hasn't got hung up in any obstacles, so he's going to have a pretty respectable time, too.
Running through the skinny portion here, and then's got to do the 360. And then another half here because he's got to go backwards.
Backwards, oh yeah. But see, he's reading the course. He's not making any mental mistakes. Very smart individual. I don't foresee any mental mistakes out of Peter Moore. He might be a little fatigued. The stairs might be a little rough on him here, but he's going to gut it out and he'll get up there.
And this is definitely a really tough part. After you do all of this, you still have another set of stairs to go.
The hardest stairs they have on the course are the last obstacle. Yeah, but he's getting there. And once he gets the first one, you get a technique, and they seem to be going easier every next one. All right. Yeah, right to the flag, wasting no time. He ain't gonna forget nothing.
Raises the flags, gonna tie it off now. And a big salute upcoming. There it is.
Yeah. Now he's gonna get his wheelie and center up there. Carry that wheelie across on those.
A couple final pushes.
Down the stairs and he'll finish right out there.
And he will complete.
Oh yeah, he did a nice clean. Well, as clean as we've seen, you know.
Right, I agree. I think that's probably the cleanest one. I think that is the cleanest one.
And he didn't really get hung up in any obstacles, so he ought to be pretty respectable.
Great job there by Pete Moore. Gonna have to wait and see what his official time is. Still on top is Ron Smith of the U.S. Navy, the Parkersburg, Iowa native. 5 minutes, 10 seconds, just absolutely blowing through this course. Josh Raketic, Mike Gilbo alongside me here. It's xable.com's coverage of Super G here at the 31st Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games. Super G, of course, presented by UPS and Toyota, and of course, the 31st Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games, co-presented by Paralyzed Veterans of America and the Department of Veterans Affairs. Up on the top slope here as we get ready to kick things off for the 10th competitor is Matt Robinson of the U.S. Navy from Albuquerque, New Mexico. This is his second time, Mike.
That's a new name to me, okay.
Second time here at the Super G. So we'll have to see how Matt does.
Yeah, they don't really give us classes on who's what, but I'll tell you, for Peter and Trish, Class 2s, the most disabled athletes here, they did some pretty impressive runs, and I'm very interested in Pete's time because I think, like I said, that was a clean run, and he didn't get hung up on nothing. He may not be a Ron Smith, but we may have a new good-looking time.
7:47.6.
Oh, yeah, that ain't a bad-looking time.
We're not
That's well under the 10 or 9 minutes I thought it was going to take, but
that's not too bad. That's right about at the middle of the pack here thus far.
All right, and we're on course now. He's doing the wheelies over the cones.
It's like if I look correctly, trying to look through a couple people, I believe a couple of those cones are knocked down.
Yeah, he did knock a few down.
So we have a tough couple seconds knocked onto his time. Will Matt Robinson, once again, of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
This is the easier door. He shouldn't take any cones down on this one. He's not really on much of a hill.
Ooh, is it going to close?
What did he? Oh, no. He better get back on that. Read the course there. Get that door closed. Yep, that's going to cost him some time.
Oh, man.
Hate to lose time early in the course,
It
too.
looks closed from here, but I think it's just open. Gotta be careful to not knock those down.
He shook them, but they didn't go down. But did the door close?
I think he's going to go around. Yeah, that's probably the better strategy to go there. He just missed closing
but he has to go through it again. I don't know if he can pull it closed and go around it. He's got to go through again to make sure it closes.
Look at those cones just teeter on top of there.
Oh, man.
Three of them will go down. That's 15 seconds right there.
Overdid it. He wanted to make sure he wasn't short of the first time, like the first time, but I think he needed to split the difference there.
Yeah. He has to go backwards here. Nice job. It's not like backing up a car there. I think it's a little bit difficult, more difficult.
Oh, yeah, it's tough to see back there. And as you're turning and twisting around, you're pushing it as even as it usually is.
A good job getting through the slip and slide, though.
Yep. You get that wheelie and see he's down. See, at the end, you not only get the slip and slide, you got a wheelie to a block to another step, and you've got to control, drop, stop it. And what happened was he went off the one, but didn't stop enough to get set up for the second one. And as he hit, his front wheel was going down, but he was already into the second one, and his kick plate caught, and that's what dumped him head first.
And they aren't
it's
even
still
amounts
only 5
down.
seconds, you know.
And they're not even amounts down either.
No. At least they're not cambered like the slip and slide.
Still on the microphone too. Right in there.
Gets under the tennis balls there. I don't think I saw anything move, so he should be okay there.
Bunch of cameramen in the way, but it looks pretty clean to me.
Thanks. By the man.
He's got the teeter-totter now. He's going to go up the front end.
Speed to it. Come on, push it through. There he goes. Pop that front. Oh yeah, he's looking good there. Got to get his foot back on his plate.
First year.
Oh yeah, all right. He's starting to tear it up now. His foot's falling off. See how?
Yeah, it looks like
you have straps and duct tape and stuff to tie you in. That makes life really, really, really hard.
And it was ripped probably when he fell earlier.
Yep. So when he gets off here, I'm sure he's going to get his foot settled back in. Yeah,
he got it settled back in, but it's not
in.
taped like everyone else's has
yeah,
been.
so every when he gets into those bouncy objects like the cheerleader and the ladder and the mulch over there, if he's got any problems with spasticity, his foot ain't gonna want to stay on that chair, and that's gonna be a detriment.
There's gonna be some problem when we get to the ladders and things like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, the cheerleader's gonna give him a hard time if that foot don't want to stay put.
Gets up on the
Oh,
side.
he's up
there.
high and he's got a nice angle going.
Oh yeah, got that one
he made
easily.
that first shot, yeah.
Wow, you don't see. I haven't seen that very often here today. When they get it on the first try.
Yeah. Oh, look at the guns on this guy. It's understandable why.
He's got the arch nemesis at the door now.
This is the tricky one. Trying to stop. See, you got a little start on it. So,
Got it.
Oh man, I thought they were gonna stay up there that time. That was probably the smoothest we've seen yet, and they still lost him. But you know what? There hasn't really been too many clean ones other than like Pete